Chapter Monoladies, my name is Jazz, and welcome to the episode 1 of What If Simone from Gurren Lagann was an anti-spiral. The original name was What If Deku was born not Deku. Simone was born with two things, spiral and anti-spiral. So, but you might see a reason why I chose the anti-spiral before. So, and the picture that I drew was actually two pictures put together. I put his picture in and the one that he's standing up picture in. Basically, I'm saying tall. So, let's begin with the spiral war thing. Or should I say, when Simone was this is the version of a different Simone. It's the anti-spiral Simone. He has basically powers of anti-spirals, but he could make Lorgenome and all the not anti-spiral. He makes every spiral people or wielders of spiral power run for their monies. That's how strong he is. And he is well respected by him. But one day he died. Because of the anti-spiral killed him, as that was his last thing. Sorry if my dogs are barking in the background. Okay, so he got reincarnated, or he came back to life as. Don't have his picture. Okay, he came back as Simone the Digger in Grand Hell Village with his parents. And his parents died, and his brother still lives. He says, come on, brother. Or it does the same thing. Only a couple things have changed in this What If. of he's not scared, or he is scared out of his oven living mind. So then he saw Gurren or no, he saw like a helm or his. It's the same, but only real difference is he still has anti-spiral powers. Basically, he is a spiral or anti-spiral. That's what I'm trying to say. Cause or in the last couple videos back, someone like said, "Oh, she was looking for Ojo," and then 13 or Roar was something. The Sorry if I get my words jumbled up. I'm really tired. Okay, so no need to point it out. Okay, so he or it does the same thing, but the it's technically would be the same. Like she falls from the sky with a gunman chasing after her. Where is it? That gunman right there. And ends up like it's same, but only so he did like a special jump thing and like backflipped all the way to he actually combined into Gurren instead of like him grabbing his head thing. And as it was Gurren Lagann and all that stuff. But he veer or like when he or actually before, sorry, I have to laugh. But that girl asked Simon's brother to go hunt with her. And it's just similar to the anime. If you haven't seen the anime, go watch it before you watch this video. There's some of you might be spoils. So Simon's brother says, "Come on, hun, Simon." As he says, "Sure," and then all that stuff. But he or in his past life before, he was a basically highest like he's basically passes in power thing. He passes him basically that's he used anti-spiral power to absorb even a galaxy, entire galaxy. Sorry. Turn. So there, so not 13. So he was a number one anti-spiral general, or basically a like past the king in raw power. So, and then now get back to the story. Sorry. So Viral heard about that, and he so sorry. I woke up in the middle of the night. So Viral got told by Spiral King that there's some humans that are stealing gunman things. So, and of course, they were hunting and and they shot a bird. As his and I forgot to mention that girl. Only things that are different is she's a spiral warrior instead of the anti-spirals. So basically not her. I'm changing her. It's basically like switch between her from like that. So, but Simone is the anti-spiral. But as now, when he shot that crazy bird-looking thing, he looks and it does the same thing in the anime, but no one dies. Basically, he didn't like get killed by spoilers by that monkey guy. Because as he or his power or his anti-power thing, anti-spiral, has appeared and like sent a shockwave and basically killed a monkey or gorilla or ape, I think. So he dies by himself. So he still lives and everybody's safe. So then he meets a beautiful girl like her walking, and she was the spiral warrior with her grandpa, or with her gramps, or Coco. Oh, so the so she was like basically, where is it? And I know that I have double pictures, aren't that double? So she's basically in love with Or how do you say her or his name? Simone. He basically, or she's fall in love with Simone. Like make her, or she's trying to make him happy, and or fall in love with her too. So she asked uh, him, her, or his brother, if he has anything too special, as he says, no, but nothing to my knowledge. We're brothers, or him and I are brothers and partners. Of course, is so they do the same thing in the anime. So but the General D-Day was, I forget how to pronounce her name. The You could see it, but I'm trying to. I mean, her, that girl right there with bat wings. He went to check on her to see if she's okay. But she joined the humans as they start, or she starts attacking, or not her, but the General Adide, or whatever her name is, the underwater girl, was actually could sense, sorry about that, could sense there's an anti-spiral on board. So she asked, have any of you seen this any enemy called, or so she's sweating bullets because of her face. Okay, so she ends up tearing, or not tearing, she ends up like used her wings as Simon he's trying to, or so he's like saw, of course he ran to make sure that or he actually grabs her, like pulls her away from, as he says, Alright, now you really ticked me off. As they see the auti-spiral power flowing, as General Adide, or whatever her name is, the one that she is like, so you're the auti-spiral. As now she stopped herself, and she remembers there was a person called Simon the Destroyer. Basically, that's what he was. As she asked him, "What's your name?" "My name is Simon Own, the Digger." As when she heard Simon part, she immediately flew back. Heck. And all scared. As she knows that she heard about like stories of how the Simon the Destroyer was cruel and without any hesitation. Like, he basically is powerful enough to destroy anyone. So when now switch over to Spiral King. As Spiral King's like, we have the auti-spiral. Oh, King or Lord of the Spirals. And his name, or he did not know, and then General D-Day told him, and he immediately starts like doing that, like, wait, what do you mean he's alive? He's here? And because Lord Genome knows how powerful, he witnessed how powerful he was, as three generals were like, and not being rude, I mean, or actually, the bird guy, I forget his name. I really have bad memory of it. So, basically, or how about Armadillo guy? Yeah. Here he is. The one that's piloting that guy. So, he ends up like, sorry. He ends up, I know this is what I'm gonna ask. As he says, no need, I'll explain. During that war thing, I have seen his power before. His voice could destroy entire galaxies with just one roar. if he talks too long, he could destroy his space-time continuum. Know this thing from the back of my own hand. As so, he was scared. So, or actually, his brother says, "Not bad, Simon. You actually did pretty good." As that's how real men do things. Huh. Yeah. But why was she scared of me, by the way? And, as she's explained, can I explain? As she, sure. What do you mean? He says, well, your first name's Simon, right? Yes. Anything else? Oh, well, there's a character that has the same name as you. He's a spiral or anti-spiral ultimate or ultimate's anti-spiral. He's called Simon the Destroyer. His power could destroy planets with his voice, or that's what my father told me. Hey, I can't wait to meet him in person. As he says, okay. Yeah. So then they went to Tempest or whatever that's called, that big building. So I have been mostly dating entire lives. As so spiral warriors, they all, like, before I forgot to show that picture, all the spiral warriors were scared of Simon the Destroyer. So the sorry. It is just weird with the huh. So when they went to Templin, or that basically took that gunman one, the one with a knife. Don't ask why, but as before, and he ends up of course, now Lord Genome, and it's similar, but he flew near right there. As Lord Genome says, I know you're in there, Simone. Come out and fight me like man. As, or he actually says Simone the Digger. Or should I say Simone the Destroyer? As he remembers all those dark times that he was. So his brother now knows that, or between his brother and Nia, and everybody now knows that Simone is the anti-spiral ultimate anti-spiral general. Like, basically passes his own race. As he is like, you're so on. As he jumps out and Nia, or he asks Nia, I want you to take controls of Gurn. As he jumps out, she takes control of Gurn Logon. As he goes, I hear her, or you're powerful. Let's see how powerful you really get when. Come on, use your voice. As he says, you're really getting me mad, aren't you? As he. Alright, D then. As his brother, or everybody from Gurren Lagann, or no, Team Gurren, or Gurren Lagann, said, including Viral, is trying to not be, because he heard from Spiral King that his voice could destroy a planet. So his voice activates as his last, or his words were, don't mess with me. As it destroyed Lord Genome's entire body. Only piece that was left was his head. As he shuts it off before. Or he actually had that. So he became, or actually his two different personalities, or actually one, imagine him like right down the middle of his two hairs would be one black and one blue. As Nia likes him anyway. So, as his brother says, wow, now we have witnessed the power of the ultimate anti-spiral. Oh, huh. as he says, it took me a while to figure all this out. As he was explaining to them of what he was. So Rashu says as that you have good intentions of becoming a spiral. As he says, yeah, but with this much power that I wield, and my official title was Supreme Ultimate King of Anti-Spirals. It's an important role. As he remembers the words that from him saying, you will, I'm not going for your title. We don't need your power to siphon off. As he still has his title of, and so then couple 7 years passed, he becomes a president, and his brother, his brother was having fun doing all that stuff. Viral is just is doing the same thing. So Rashu's like, well, how did it feel to, or before, can I ask you something? As he says, sure, I'm all ears. If you, or I know that your official title was also Ultimate Supreme King of Anti-Spiral, but now you're a president of, so how do you take him as he did all that, he wrote all of it so faster than reports coming in. So basically, so now, because during those 7 years, Nia finally told him, because she was a spiral warrior, just like her father is. And she, as a grown woman like she is, she ends up so he saw the moon or actually only he popped out of nowhere and tells him to ask, or no, told him to come back to us. As he, then his body transformed into like what her colors are. As he says, the moon will fall onto you humans. As it was the same thing, what in like what canon version, or like what she says in canon, but coming from that guy. So and the person that knows or doesn't know what's going on. So Rashu says, sorry about the barking. Okay, so quiet, Tank. So the so Rashu says, why are you destroying us? As he now realizes that this is not the Simon that he used to know. Oh, he's the Simon that he heard legends about. As Mugan shows up, as he comes back, as in the like anime, it used to be like her saw the moon and she became like that. But in this what if, yeah, it was Simone. So or his brother just returned from a trip, and what's going on, little brother? You're not, as he cuts off his own words. No, no, you're the one that aren't the anti-spirals are going after. As he says, yes, I am the Simone from, or call me Simone the Destroyer. Now, I will leave you with this. As his brother is mostly worried about he could hear his brothers crying out for him. So he pilots Gurren and Longan, and she had spiral power to activate it fully. Of course, she calls him, and of course, all that stuff happens. Like, it's been on the news all the way around, like 24 hours of how a moon will fall on all that stuff. And he says, hey, Nimon, as he does the same thing what Nia or Dark Nia or anti-spiral version of herself did. Mugen were attacking, and so he ends up doing this thing, trying to let them help. As sorry, it looks like Kamina, but I was trying to make it look like Simon's character. So Kamina was like, boom, as he throws the Mugen into like space thing, and it exploded. So basically, no collateral damage. As his. So Jimmy, Dari, and rest of them are like. It's similar, but her and his brother was like basically tried to save their son, or not son, their or her boyfriend and his brother from being totally he's resisting them. As so she told him for her to get married to him. As so everybody was scared of Simone, the destroyer, but they're mad at coming for. So it was a trial thing. As so then it's similar but to canon, but he's saved, but he goes to like that stuff as he fights. He really had a deep connection to Nia. As he says, I'm no longer. As he says, you will become back to you way you were before Simon. Just as he was forcing him to embrace his destroyer side, basically turning him back into that, so that I know it hurts your head, but so Lord Genome told them to go to the moon, and as Simon says, I won't allow you to do that. You and I are different in different dimensions. The only people that will be obliterated would be you. As she knows it's not real him that's talking. As his own brother is like doing that. Like, come on. If that's really true, why do you have the team Gurren and as he says, I don't let go of the past. Get out of the way. As he gets out of the way, as he gets recalled back to the homeworld thing. Oh. Sorry. So, then, it's similar, but only real difference is that part of his, or because there's the piece of him or his ghostly form, as he says, Simon the Digger is on board. But in his ghost form, as his brother says in his ghost form. Yes, because his mind is getting separated from the rest of, or from each other. So they're basically breaking his mind to pieces and reforming it back into the, how will I put this? Back into the original Simon the Destroyer. As Rashu's like, wait, what do you mean by that? As he tells him that story, Lord Genome told his brother, or not his brother, but Simon's his brother, that about that story. As he said, well, I think that is good enough reason. So then, or Viral actually got recruited. But he still has a grudge against Simon's his brother, but that could wait because now he'll. So he ends up like he does the same, or actually when during that trial he does the same thing what Nia or auti-spiral Nia did in the canon. Told him, and so then he actually helped Nia, the black siblings. Sorry. Or one of the black siblings. He was kind-hearted. Or Simon was kind-hearted. As some of them are like, now he's or he wasn't bloody tyrant thing. You know you're talking about my brother, right? As Kamina, that's what his name is. So Kamina says that you're talking about my brother, you know. He's always been so kind. As his. So. Then Dead Space thing. Instead of Keon or whatever his name is. I think. Simon the Destroyer. Or actually, the Digger walked right through it and immediately did like one punched unch. Because he's in his like conscious self, like he's not regaining conscious, so his spirit, like he punched that and it transforms it back into like spiral energy. So then Lord Genome is like 0% impossible. That's impossible. As he says, thanks, Simon. Now, so no one dies. So he still lives. One with the gray hair on top of his head, that's short hair, like no hair, is the same, like doesn't die. No one dies. Because he is forcing them back. As she goes, she actually went and told him that that she still loves him. So, and the only true reason why he's gets recalled by the act. So, okay, I know it's past an hour. The so when they got to their time jump thing, he or so it says now die or not die. So, well, you're too late. As his own brother, he told, or actually, Kamina told him to release his brother from, or release Simon from it, as you're already too late. As Simon he became Simon the Destroyer again. As he now Simon the Destroyer killed them. As he tried to kill his own brother, but try to kill him, communist or not communist. I always forget how to pronounce his name. I always keep calling him the Simon's brother. And there's but Simon's consciousness went and possessed his own brother, dodged it, and he says, as he goes, he dodges his attacks, as he goes back into his own body, as he's saying, what's going on, as his hair's turning half blue, half black, but he's in so much pain thing. He's roaring. He's roaring what? As they all we believe in you. Just keep him as he or inside of his mind. And Simon told him that they will kill you again. Remember who you or remember this is our body. As then he remembers what it was. So they both ended up fusing together. Basically, Simon had spiral power, and his alternate version of his had the anti-spiral. Now you die. As I don't know what you did to him, but his body, he becomes this fused form of himself. As he grabs that guy's arm, broke it, and he says, "You are not laying a finger on them." As he basically turned him into bloody pulp, or turning him into a pile of ashes. Like, he basically transformed into a bigger one. He says, well, as his, or so all of them, like, evolved each other's into more suitable. Like, his body, or he became like that kind. As he also fused with them to become way stronger. Like, basically, the auti-spiral had no effect on them. So it's similar to what in the anime was. But after that was all done, as he used his own power to, or his will power to isolate his auti-spiral part so that he doesn't get recalled back. So then he got married to her, and had a child, or two childs. Known as, one was a boy, one was a girl, and so they were so happy about it. Oh, it was the happy ending. Not like those people that do in the what ifs, like, oh, the Simon gets killed by his brother by stabbing him with a sword. No, 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 no. This is the happy version, not the sad version. If you want to watch a sad version of it, how about go on to like Netflix and watch the entire thing? Like, he dies, then he dies, and like everybody almost dies like that. So, and Lord Genome was still working with, like, of course, he asked, or he always sometimes asked, like, Simone if that's okay with him to just visit. As he says, sure, I'll have to ask my wife. As the wife agrees with him to visit her father. So basically, he says, I know that we used to be enemies at first, but you did a pretty good job of handling against a spiral, your own race. As he says, yeah, but that's okay, right? Only people that are knows that is me and all of you. As he says, or the real reason why he was born as that. So that's why. So he got back to and visit with his wife and son and his brother because they were happy about that. Uh, like they were like pretty happy about how cool it is. So, but one night, or actually, not one night. So he, when he was like tied up, he actually had enough power to like fuse both of them together to create the his own spiral nemesis thing. Like basically, he evolved as he's like, okay, this is not so bad. As he evolved his body. So then, or actually, his brother knows that he can't hold it in for much long, as he uses his willpower of, and so both of them fuse together, and that's how it is. Basically, in my original plan, was he got defeated by Simone, or not Simone, by Kamina, by using his drill thing, and killed him right then and there. So, but I'm trying to make it down to it, okay? So have fun, don't die, and see you guys